From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, November the 3rd, 2022. Well, with a reported 99% of votes counted, former Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is being projected as the winner of Israel's national elections yesterday. Israeli Prime Minister Yair Lapid called Netanyahu, the Times of Israel said, to congratulate him. Lapid's office saying he told Netanyahu that he's instructed all departments of the Prime Minister's office to prepare for an orderly transfer of power, saying the state of Israel is above any political consideration. Lapid said, "I wish Netanyahu luck for the sake of the people of Israel and the state of Israel." Netanyahu's right-wing bloc, which was projected to have 65 seats, did lose one seat, leaving him with 64, still an easy majority in the 120-seat Knesset. And with most of the votes counted, a surprising outcome for Meretz. For the first time since it was founded in 1992, the left-wing party fell below the electoral threshold, with Channel 12 reporting 3,800 ballots short of making it into the Knesset. Now, as we reported to you, once the official and final results are in, they will be presented to Israel's President Isaac Herzog, who will then hold consultations with every party that made it into the Knesset to decide which lawmaker to task with forming a government. That will likely be Netanyahu, and that person will have up to 42 days to do so. And more response to the election results now. From here in the U.S., the American Jewish Committee lauded Israel as a vibrant democracy, though shared some concern about certain members of the right-wing bloc that Netanyahu is expected to include in his government, like Itamar Ben-Gvir, whose extremist views have been strongly criticized by a number of American Jewish organizations before. The AJC wrote in this regard, past statements of some potential members of the governing coalition raise serious concerns about issues we prioritize: pluralism, inclusion, and increased opportunities for peace and normalization. Regardless of the composition of any governing coalition, though, the AJC said, we will continue to work with those in the Israeli government and in Israeli society who are committed to advancing democracy, inclusion, and peace, and to combating efforts to undermine these values. Pro-Israel lobby AIPAC wrote, as Israel determines the formation of its new government, it is clear that the Knesset, like the U.S. Congress, will include leaders of a wide range of different political, ideological, economic, racial, and religious identities and perspectives. Turning to some other news, a Palestinian man stabbed an Israeli police officer this morning in Jerusalem's Old City. Hebrew media reported, citing Israel police, that officers noticed the man acting suspiciously near the Iron Gate entrance to the Temple Mount and started questioning him when he pulled out a knife and stabbed one of the officers, moderately injuring him in the torso. Two other officers opened fire and shot and killed the terrorists, and two other officers were hurt in the incident and taken, together with the stabbing victim, to the hospital for treatment. A follow-up now for you to a story we reported to you about earlier this week of Brooklyn Nets guard Kyrie Irving promoting a film full of anti-Semitic tropes on Twitter and the condemnation in response. Well, last night, a joint statement from Irving, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Anti-Defamation League said that Irving and the Nets will each donate $500,000 towards causes and organizations that work to eradicate hate and intolerance. With Irving saying, "I am aware of the negative impact of my post towards the Jewish community, and I take responsibility. I do not believe everything said in the documentary," referring to the film in question, "was true or reflects my morals and principles," and said that he meant no harm. CEO of BSE Global, parent company of the Brooklyn Nets and Barclays Center, Sam Zussman wrote, "There is no room for anti-Semitism, racism, false narratives, or misguided attempts to create animosity and hate. Now more than ever, there is a pressing need to ensure education in these areas. We are putting our prior statements into practice because actions speak louder than words. The Nets and Irving are planning to work together with the ADL in this regard. CEO of the ADL, Jonathan Greenblatt, tweeted, "We are glad to see this resolution and look forward to working with the Nets and Irving to open dialogue and increase understanding as we work toward a world without hate." Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, November the 3rd at 7 o'clock, it's Talmud Study. At 7:35, Good Week Israel. At 8 o'clock, Jonathan Tobin speaks about the mainstreaming of antisemitism on both ends of the political spectrum with JCPA's Yossi Kuperwasser. At 9, a look at the controversial Jewish leader Meir Kahane. At 9:30 tonight, we remember Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, who was assassinated on November the 4th of 1995. At 10, Erez Sherman speaks with Mike Gminski, who shares his journey from NBA fame through rehabilitation and recovery to the National Polish American Sports Hall of Fame. And coming up next, it's the Dershow. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, November the 3rd, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.